Hello again. The enemies of Britain and America and Ireland, and by this I mean the enemies within, those traitors who wish to destroy the nations from the inside, are very cunning in their use of language. Certain words carry with them very strong and emotive meanings. Refugee is such a word. Who but the most cold-hearted and uncaring person could possibly object to our offering shelter and comfort to refugees? Remember the kinder transports which rescued Jewish children from the Holocaust? The Belgian refugees in the First World War? Anybody who doesn't wish to continue this fine British tradition must truly have a heart of stone. Some of us are not deceived by this sophistry, and it might be worth explaining why. The thumbnail to this video shows some Belgian refugees during the First World War. Do viewers notice anything about them? These wretched souls are fleeing the conflict with a few pitiful possessions loaded onto the back of a pram. Well, of course, we see that they are women and children. In fact, looking at photographs of columns of refugees during and after both the First and Second World War shows us this same thing. The refugees are in the main women and children, old people and cripples. You will see almost no healthy young men in those old photographs. Now look at any photograph of these supposed refugees being landed on the beach of Kent by lifeboats and vessels of the Border Force. Can you see the difference? Almost every one of those people is a healthy young man. There are a few women among them, but they are very rare, and there are no old people at all, or babies. The only children in most of those pictures are 20-year-old men who are pretending to be schoolboys. Genuine groups of refugees always have a lot of mothers and babies. There are none among this crew. You see now the power of words, the words used by those who would destroy countries like Britain, Ireland and the United States. By framing the debate in terms of refugees, they have managed to adopt a position which few ordinary people wish to oppose. Which of us wishes to be seen as the kind of brute who would not offer refuge to the vulnerable and needy? To understand the reality, one only has to visit one of those hotels which have been commandeered by the Home Office and are now packed to the gunwales with single young men of military age. This is the situation with almost all of those hotels. Young men, not mothers and babies. Has anybody seen any old men with walking sticks among the so-called refugees and asylum seekers? In photographs of columns of refugees in the 20th century, there are invariably old people with walking sticks because they are vulnerable and flee danger. Tell me, have any viewers seen any such people in the latest wave which is arriving here? Of course they haven't, because these people are not refugees at all, but chancers and drifters. Young men who have turned up in France on the off chance that they can make it over here and take advantage of us. Charities like Care for Calais are part of this racket, for they go to France and teach these people enough English to bamboozle the authorities here. Some charity workers from other organisations go there to coach these young men in what they should say in order to have their claims for asylum accepted. Those people who engage in these activities are part of the problem. They are complicit in the swindle which is the modern refugee crisis. By the way, there's a big demonstration planned today at Skegness in Lincolnshire, where 3 of the biggest hotels have been taken over and occupied by young foreign men. Some people in this country really have had enough of being taken for mugs, a feeling which is likely to grow as the number of people crossing the Channel increases with the finer weather as spring draws near.